Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're taking a deep dive into something pretty amazing, Alibaba Cloud's Qwen 2.5.
Yeah, it's uh it's really something special. You can almost think of it as like having a whole team of superpowered AI assistants right at your fingertips.
Oh wow. Okay, so before we go any further, can you maybe just give us a quick what is a language model and why are people making such a big fuss over them these days?
Sure. So basically a language model is kind of like a digital brain that's been trained on just massive, massive amounts of text and code.
Okay.
And that training allows it to do all sorts of cool stuff like understand human language, generate text, solve problems, even create new content.
Mm-hmm.
It's really the engine behind a lot of the AI we see today.
Oh wow. So like the chatbots, those autocomplete things on our phone.
Exactly. That's all powered by language models.
That's pretty wild. So where does Qwen 2.5 fit into all of this? What makes it different or better than, all the other AIs out there?
Well, one of the things that really sets Qwen 2.5 apart is its versatility.
Hmm.
Alibaba Cloud has actually released a whole series of these models, and they range in size from a relatively compact, half a billion parameter version, all the way up to a behemoth with 72 billion parameter.
Hold on. Parameters. I think you might have lost me there. Could you explain that a little bit?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Think of parameters like the brain cells of a language model,
Hmm.
right? The more parameters it has, the more complex its thinking can be.
Okay.
So this huge range of model sizes means that Qwen 2.5 can handle a really wide range of tasks, from quick and simple things to those really complex projects. It's like having a Swiss Army knife of AI tools.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So what can Qwen 2.5 do that like its predecessors couldn't? What kind of improvements did they make?
Well, one big upgrade is its knowledge base. I mean, it's been trained on a truly massive data set, which makes its responses much more accurate and nuanced. It's like if you could imagine talking to someone who's just read a few Wikipedia articles versus having a conversation with a professor who spent their whole life studying a topic.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's not just about being able to answer questions. It's about understanding all the little details and the complexities.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. So what else has gotten like a boost, so to speak?
Well, if you're into coding or math, you're in luck.
Okay.
Qwen 2.5 is amazing at those. It can tackle complex problems, analyze equations, and even write code in multiple programming languages. So for developers, this could be a real game changer.
Yeah, it's like having a coding buddy who never gets tired and can actually understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
So can it do other stuff too, like, follow instructions and write different kinds of content?
Oh, it's a master at that. Give it clear instructions, and it can whip up anything from a concise report to, captivating marketing copy or even a movie script. We're talking about generating coherent and engaging text that can span over 8,000 tokens. That's like writing a short novel.
8,000?
Yeah.
Seriously, so it can write long stuff that actually makes sense. I mean, that's incredible.
It is. It's a huge leap forward for AI.
Okay, so we've got an AI that can handle language, coding, math, long-form writing. What else can this thing do? Is there anything it can't do?
Well, how about crunching data? Qwen 2.5 can easily digest information from tables, charts, you name it. And then it can pull out those valuable insights, generate detailed reports, and even help you make better decisions based on the data.
So it's like having a data analyst on call 24/7.
Precisely.
Amazing.
And on top of all that, it could do all of this in 29 different languages.
Oh, what?
It's like having a universal translator that's also a coding whiz, a math genius, and a master storyteller all rolled into one.
Now, I've heard some buzz about a special version called Qwen 2.5 Max. What's the deal with that?
Ah, that's the flagship model. It's
Okay.
massive, with a scale of over 20 trillion tokens.
Wow.
But what really makes it stand out is its unique architecture called Mixture of Experts, or MOE for short.
MOE. Okay, I'm intrigued. What is that?
Imagine you're working on a really complex project.
Okay.
You wouldn't want just one person trying to handle everything, right? You'd want a team of specialists.
Right, each person with their own area of expertise.
Exactly. And that's the basic idea behind MOE. It's like having a team of specialized AI agents within the model. One might be a coding expert, another a language specialist, and so on.
Makes sense.
And then, depending on the task at hand, Qwen 2.5 Max can dynamically select the best expert for the job.
So it's not just bigger, it's actually smarter about how it uses its resources.
Exactly. And that makes it incredibly efficient and accurate.
Pretty impressive. How do they even train something this advanced?
Well, it's a combination of really cutting-edge techniques. They use supervised fine-tuning, which is often called SFT,
Yeah.
and then also reinforcement learning from human feedback. or RLHF.
Wow, those are some serious acronyms.
Yeah.
So what do they do?
Well, basically, they allow the model to learn from both structured data and feedback from real people, making its responses super accurate and relevant to those real-world situations.
So it's like giving the model a personal tutor and a whole team of mentors, helping it reach its full potential.
That's a great way to put it.
It all sounds amazing. But I got to ask, how do we know it can actually do all this stuff? How do we know it lives up to the hype?
That's a great question, and the answer is benchmarks. Qwen 2.5 Max has been put through a whole series of tests.
Okay.
They're designed to evaluate its performance against all the other leading AI models out there, and the results are pretty incredible. I mean, it's really something.
Okay, I'm definitely curious to hear more about those benchmarks.
Yeah.
We'll have to dive into that in the next part of our deep dive, so make sure you stay tuned. Okay, so benchmarks. It's like putting Qwen through some kind of AI Olympics, right?
Yeah, exactly. But these aren't your everyday tests, you know.
Right.
These are challenges that are meant to push these AI models to their absolute limits.
Oh.
So, for instance, there's one called Arena Hard, which is all about testing advanced reasoning and those complex problem-solving skills.
So it's not just about like spitting out facts, it actually has to understand things and figure stuff out.
Yeah, it has to think critically and come up with creative solutions. And guess what?
Wow.
Qwen 2.5 Max aced it. It actually outperformed some of the top AI models in the world.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
It really is.
What other benchmarks did it go through?
Well, there's another one called Live Bench, and this one focuses on like real-world scenarios.
Okay.
So things like understanding the context of a conversation, being able to adapt to new information, and responding in a way that's natural and helpful, like a real person.
So it's got to be able to function out in the wild, not just in a lab somewhere.
Exactly. And Qwen 2.5 Max did amazingly well on this one, too.
Huh, interesting.
It showed this really impressive ability to navigate those complex situations, which really speaks to the robustness and adaptability of its training.
So it's not just a theoretical powerhouse. It can actually handle the real world.
Yeah, it can.
What about, did they test it with coding? I mean, that seems like a pretty important skill for an AI these days.
Oh, absolutely. They used a benchmark called Live Code Bench,
Okay.
specifically for evaluating those coding and debugging skills. And, well, you probably won't be surprised to hear that Qwen 2.5 Max crushed it.
It's starting to sound like this Qwen is a bit of an overachiever, huh?
Well, it does excel in a lot of different areas.
I mean, so far we've got reasoning, coding.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, they even tested its general knowledge and its ability to provide those really comprehensive answers using a benchmark called GPQA Diamond. Think of it like a supercharged trivia night for AIs.
Right.
And yep, you guessed it, Qwen 2.5 Max took home the gold there too.
So we've got a reasoning whiz, a coding guru, and a walking encyclopedia, all in one.
Pretty much.
So where can our listeners actually go to experience this AI for themselves?
Well, the great thing is that Alibaba Cloud has made Qwen 2.5 pretty accessible. So if you're like, the hands-on type, you can actually find it on platforms like Hugging Face and ModelScope. Those are great places for developers,
Okay.
or anyone who just wants to kind of get under the hood and play around with the technical side of things.
Yeah, awesome. But what about people who aren't so tech savvy? Is there a way for them to try it out without having to write code or anything?
Of course.
Yeah.
Alibaba Cloud also has a platform called Qwen, which offers a really user-friendly interface.
Oh, nice.
It's like having a conversation with a super smart friend, They can answer your questions, help you with tasks, generate creative content, all that stuff.
So there's something for everyone, from the hardcore coders to folks who just want to kind of dip their toes into the AI world.
Exactly.
And what about businesses or organizations that want to use Qwen 2.5 for something more, serious?
Alibaba Cloud has got them covered too.
Okay.
They offer a whole suite of AI services designed specifically to make it easy for businesses to integrate Qwen 2.5 into what they're doing.
Cool.
So they have all the tools and support you need to build custom applications, automate workflows, really unlock the full potential of this AI.
So it sounds like Alibaba Cloud is really committed to making this technology, accessible and useful for everyone.
Oh, definitely.
We've talked about all the technical stuff, the benchmarks, the different ways to access Qwen. But what does all of this really mean for, the average person? How is Qwen 2.5 going to change the way we live and work and interact with the world?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And honestly, I think we're only just starting to scratch the surface of what's possible here.
Yeah.
But I think one thing is for sure, Qwen 2.5 is really a glimpse into a future where AI is going to play a much bigger role in our lives.
It's both exciting and a little bit scary, right? Like, imagine a world where language barriers are basically gone, complex data analysis is as easy as asking a question, and creative tasks are, supercharged by AI.
It's like something out of science fiction, but it's happening right now.
Yeah, I know.
And the potential applications are huge. We're talking healthcare, education, entertainment. I mean, the list goes on and on.
I'm really interested in the potential impact on creativity. Like, what if artists and writers and musicians could have an AI muse?
Right, something to help them brainstorm, break through those creative blocks, maybe even collaborate on entire projects.
It's like having a partner who can tap into this infinite well of ideas and information.
Exactly. It could lead to a whole new era of creativity, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the arts and beyond.
That's really cool.
It is.
But I think we also have to acknowledge that there are, some challenges and concerns that come with such a powerful technology.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, with any new technology, especially something as powerful as AI, we need to be very mindful of the potential downsides and really work hard to mitigate them.
Right, like making sure that AI is developed and used responsibly.
Yeah, focusing on ethical considerations and the well-being of society as a whole.
It's not just about building cool tech, it's about building tech that benefits humanity, right?
Exactly. We really need to have those open and honest conversations about the implications of AI involving everyone, from researchers and developers to policymakers and the public.
It's a reminder that AI is not just a technological thing, it's a human thing, too.
Very true.
So we've been focusing on the big picture here,
Yeah.
but I'm curious to get a bit more specific. How is Qwen 2.5 actually being used in the real world right now? Are there any concrete examples of its impact on specific industries and applications?
That's a great question. And the answer is yes. There are definitely real-world examples.
Oh.
And the list is growing every day. In fact, that's exactly what we'll be exploring in the final part of our deep dive on Qwen 2.5.
Okay.
So if you want to learn more about the real-world impact of this game-changing AI, make sure to stick around.
Okay, so let's get into those real-world examples. Where is Qwen 2.5 actually making a difference right now?
Well, one area where it's already having a big impact is customer service.
Okay.
Imagine AI-powered chatbots that can understand your questions and respond in a way that's actually helpful and natural and available 24/7.
Oh, that would be huge, especially for businesses that get a lot of customer inquiries.
Yeah, exactly. And Qwen 2.5 is perfect for this because it's so good at following instructions and generating text that sounds like, a real person.
So no more waiting on hold forever or dealing with those frustrating automated menus.
Hopefully not.
Sounds like a win-win for everybody. What other industries are kind of ready for a Qwen 2.5 makeover?
Well, healthcare is another area with huge potential. Like, imagine AI assistants that could help doctors diagnose diseases or analyze medical images,
Whoa.
even personalized treatment plans.
Is that even possible with, AI today?
It's getting closer all the time. Qwen 2.5 can process complex data and generate these really detailed reports.
Okay.
So you could have an AI that analyzes the patient's medical history, flags potential risks, and even suggests treatment options that are tailored to that specific patient.
That's amazing. So it would free up doctors to actually, spend more time with their patients.
Exactly.
Are there any other fields where Qwen 2.5 is being used?
Oh, yeah. Tons. Education's another big one.
Yeah.
Think about AI tutors that can provide personalized learning experiences, give students feedback in real time, adapt to different learning styles.
It's like having a tutor who knows exactly what you need and how you learn best.
Right. And because Qwen 2.5 is so good at generating different kinds of text, translating languages, and explaining complex ideas in a simple way, it's a really versatile tool for both educators and students.
So we've got customer service, healthcare, education. What about those creative industries? I know we talked about it a bit earlier, but I'd love to hear more about how artists, writers, musicians are actually using Qwen 2.5.
Oh, yeah. This is where things get really interesting. Imagine an AI that can help you brainstorm ideas, overcome writer's block, even co-create entire pieces of music, art, literature.
It's like having a creative partner who can tap into this endless source of inspiration.
Yeah, exactly. And because Qwen 2.5 can generate all sorts of creative text formats, like poems, screenplays, even musical compositions, and code for art installations, it has the potential to really change how we create and experience art.
It sounds like Qwen 2.5 is popping up everywhere. It's really incredible to see how fast this technology is developing and the impact it's having on so many different parts of our lives. As we wrap up our deep dive, what's like the one key takeaway you hope our listeners will remember about Qwen 2.5?
I think the most important thing is to remember that Qwen 2.5 is more than just a piece of technology. It's a tool that can empower us, make us more creative and more efficient, help us connect with the world in new ways.
It's a reminder that the future of AI isn't something to be afraid of. It's
Mhm.
something to be excited about. But we also have to be responsible and thoughtful about how we use it.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And who knows what amazing advancements are just around the corner.
Yeah,
The world of AI is constantly evolving, and it's a really exciting time to be a part of it.
it really is. A huge thanks to our expert for taking us on this incredible journey into the world of Qwen 2.5.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
We hope you found this deep dive informative and inspiring. And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and stay curious.